Alrighty, guys. So it is 3:30. It is Monday, November 10th, and we have a massive rally on our hands. Market looks like it's going to close on the upside. So far, taking out the key resistance, and now it keeps going. And it's all about the government shutdown coming to an end. Now, I would not get all super excited just yet because you know how it goes. I had to get it into the house, and you never know when some of these house members is going to start putting up some demands and try to get something out of it. I don't know, but it just never know. So I'm not going to count my chickens just yet until everything is passed and signed and done. But for now, we have a pretty good rally. Cleaned up this area, this low volume area we were stalling at. They're right up here against above that 68.30 to 50 area. Remember that? The 68.50 down to the 30s. That was a big resistance area. It was support area on the way down. It is resistance right now. And we are right there at I think we have taken it out. They're trading above the 50s right now, but we'll see if they can hold that line around. But it's a pretty good start of the week. This whole rotation down has now been reversed, and we are in a pretty good spot to take this higher. Given that we don't get any further hiccups on this opening up the government, and any other people trying to go in and create some new demands or something. But at this point, it looks like we have a pretty good move to the upside going. So we'll take it, looking to buy weakness to get started against the right now. It depends on where they close. If they close above the 50, 55s, just stay on the long side. If they close below it, I would say I would still stay on the long side until they trade below the 68.30s, right? So below the 68.30s, I would just go back range bound. But right now, I'm going to stay on the long side. So looking to buy against that 68.45s, 68.35s for rotations up. And that's how we get started. So far, I only had these two trades early on the ES. Early on in a couple of trades, I was down. I am down 18.75 in those two trades. I have not traded it since. I've been doing some other stuff, but you know this whole squeeze to the upside now after the fact looks like I should have been paying more attention. But you had a pretty good shot at getting on that thing. And if you as I said in the last update, if you were late on catching the bottom and buying early weakness, by any means, I would have been trying a short trade maybe on the way up here. But as they took out the mean, this rally here was pretty brutal. But after they bounced off the mean, starts trading higher. excuse me. I think you had a good shot run about there. I think I mentioned that in the last update. That would basically be a bounce off the mean, an attempt to take it lower, failures, then start taking it higher. And you have at least a shot of getting in and getting into a break-even trade before they retest this high. At that point, it could fail. You never know. But in this case, it did not. It just kept going. But if you want to try a long trade, getting short on this, either when it starts trading higher or potentially on that pullback if you want to be more aggressive. You kind of have to make up your mind that if it didn't bounce off the mean, do you want to be in a long or short side? It's not quite a directional move. It would be a directional move if you were getting short up to that mean. And then you had to probably get run over. And that reverse bounce gives you at least a sense that we have a shot at running up and retesting this high at least. So I had two trades on the ES. I'm down 18 on that one. I did not engage in the afternoon at all. And the reason was because I made the money back on the NASDAQ and then kind of sat in with a small winner. So on the bonds, before I get to the NASDAQ, we had a line to move to the upside, and then after that, they kind of run out of gas. It's not necessarily a great market, the bond market today. So I would just stay range bound. They're back up to the 117. So just stay range bound on the bonds going into the overnight. The NASDAQ, though, had a pretty good move on the upside on the NASDAQ. They're right up here taking out resistance at the 25,600s, 670s. I would look to buy weakness against all the way down here to that 560s at this point. Below 560s, I'll probably change my bias and go back range bound. But I think that's probably pretty good spot to get try to get long against these support. I'm going to adjust this a little bit down to that 4-letter ledge. 610 is going to be one level. It's going to be one here at the 560s. And here, probably drop it a little bit to the 660s. So that's going to be the levels to buy against. But looks to me like we have a pretty good shot at getting right back up again on the NASDAQ. Now, we we do have a little bit more game. We have to get past this area, the 870s, and you can see it's up here. We have those right in front of us. If we can get up above that 800, 25, 800, we may be in a pretty good spot to go right back up to where we were. But these are the three areas of resistance: the 760s, 800s, and the 870s. So I would look for shorts against these if failure to take him out. A little bit less aggressive since we are in a pretty good spot to take this higher. And so just going to trade it from the long side to get started and then see how far I can take it. A pretty good move. I had 5 round turns, 1-2 lot trade on the Nasdaq. That was at the lows here on the way down. I was trying to buy weakness, as I said this morning. And the first I tried first was a short trade on the way down, which I got shaken out of. And I tried a long trade, a little bit aggressive, got a little bit money out of that thing. Another long trade didn't go anywhere. Another long trade got a little bit out of it. So three attempts, and I kind of stopped after that. And they took a little bit lower before they finally got that momentum to the upside. But overall, I'm up 52 on the Nasdaq. So between ES and Nasdaq, maybe up $30. So that's so stay on the long side on the ES and Nasdaq right now. We're not going to change our bias. And then finally, oil and gold. Gold right up here again. Yeah, up. That's not gold. Right up to the this attractor area. Let me see if you can find it. There it is, right up to this attractor area right now. And since then, it's been going sideways. And we talked about that this morning when they were halfway up here. This is the attractor right up here at the 4130s. Chances are they're going to run up there and probably stall. And that's pretty much what they did. I haven't really gone a whole lot since. It kind of ran out of gas right at that 22 level. So the overnight, I would probably expect it to retest these highs, but try to take it higher. But chances are we may be stuck here around the 4130 for a bit. We'll see how it develops. There's no reason not to trade it from the long side to get started. And if they can't go anywhere, you have to go back range bound at that point. And oil, just the same story there, just range bound trading on oil. They were down this morning and they're back up again. So yes, stay range bound on oil. I have not tried to trade that for a while now. It's just not moving a whole lot at all. All right, so that's so range bound oil, trade gold from the long side to get started. If it can't move, if it doesn't move, just go back range bound on that one. So back to the ES and the Nasdaq. So let's see if we get up to the upside or if they're going to get some profit taken into the close. But it feels very much like the shutdown rally is real, and unless some of these members in the House or the Senate is going to derail it, we should be in pretty good shape. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. So I'll see you back bright and early in the morning, and we'll go at this again. All right, guys, later.